The stock market is absolutely pumping, Bitcoin is absolutely pumping, and Bitcoin ETFs are closer than ever before. For all of you that watch this channel every single day, I just wanted to give a quick little update that our target has now been reached. This means that from this point on forward, we have to start strategizing again about what the best course of action could be, as we just blasted through all the previous resistances, but are now facing yet our most important one. If you do not remember, 47,000 is what we described as one of the points where most people accumulated Bitcoin at. And it could be that because of all this crazy BlackRock and other Bitcoin ETF FOMO, that we actually just go completely past it. But on the CME futures, this is where previously Bitcoin also faced some resistance at. And like I just stated, the price levels that we're seeing right now has been historically quite important. As you can see, this is the Bitcoin on-chain supply distribution, with a lot of that centering around $47,000, which is why we described it as one of the most important levels to watch. And I am warning you right now that if this gets broken, perhaps because the stock market is going nuts right now, take a look at the NASDAQ, up 1.6%, and the S&P going wild. People think, oh, this must only be the ETF FOMO. No, it most likely is also reflecting from the major stock indices. But anyway, right now is a make or break type of moment. I will upload this video as soon as I possibly can, because we've also broken through as of this point, and this might not last, but right now we have broken through our little logarithmic deteriorating returns function, which is also quite interesting. And so we're gonna have to see if this can actually stay. But as it currently stands, this is a breakout of massive proportions, which should not go ignored. So watch this video as soon as possible. And there isn't really anything in the close vicinity that can stop this move the moment that 47 is breached. Here you can see on the very short term, for example, there's literally no pressure above this level. And if we take it on a little bit further of a scale, I think it'll also showcase nearly the exact same thing. There's nearly nothing above the prices that we're currently talking about. I just zoomed out to show you guys even further. Here's, for example, a 6-month zoom. The most important level to watch, obviously, is $47,000 right now, as I stated before. And if we see a pullback, again, it's going to most likely be either this $37,000 region or $33,000, where we even described with great lengths how we are accumulating along the process at all the white lines I covered in every video previously, until we get to 37,000, where we could, on the short term, open a hedged short position that can last us to 33, where we actually will open back up our long positions. And that basically means we are opening at every single level all the way towards 37. At that point, perhaps you can open a simultaneous short position, which you in theory could also do right now. This is as a hedge against massive losses or a massive move. And basically see it like this. If you change it in your settings, because some settings won't allow you to open a position both ways, they will even each other out. Change it in your settings where you can open a position to both sides. The reason I'm saying that right now is because right now is a make or break type of moment. 47, either we break it and go nuts, or we come crawling back down pretty significantly, because the ETF decisions are expected in the very near future. If it does come out, we're expecting a massive pump, but there have been so many people expecting a massive dump, and we're at such a key high level right now already that either side, the moment that it does move, it'll most likely continue on for at least a few hours. Obviously, you can also play around with conditional orders. Conditional order is, don't execute my trade until this or that level is set, or has been hit, I should say. But opening a position both sides is sometimes slightly easier. And how that will work in practice is, let's say we're at such a key level here. This is on CME, but the point still stands. If we were to go up or down, you'd have a short position open in case we go down. You'd have a long position open in case we go up. We don't know where it's going to go, but we know that most likely the next move will be very severe. If we do manage to continue on, which on the CME at least is looking to do, but I'm talking about major events. So this means very low leverage, but major events. We close out on the short position and let it ride to potentially open up a new one at the next most important resistance. As of this point, though, because you only want to do this at very significant resistances, so 47,000, for example, is an extremely interesting barrier to look at. And similarly at 37,000, for example, which again, we identified being extremely important levels, $37,000 per Bitcoin. And that is mostly just so you are prepared for the most massive of moves. Theoretically speaking, you're making and losing $0 because you've got a long and a short, meaning you cannot lose money. You're just staying at a zero balance, basically. But if you see a certain very hard move into a certain direction, you can close out one of the positions And so yes, you're taking a loss by obviously closing that position, but your other position is in massive amounts of profit, leading you to be still at zero. But it is just so you have the direction open that we're going into to basically be able to close one trade out, let the other trade go on, and just enjoy the benefits over a prolonged period of time. Right now, as it currently stands, it seems our tactic of earlier of let's just go pump, go crazy until the Bitcoin ETFs are announced, where we expect another slight pump before a pretty good correction, is still ongoing, is still quite solid as we just keep going on. $47,000 for me, though, personally, is a point where I'm actually thinking of decreasing the position ever so slightly for this move, for this rally, with, again, the same strategy still being in place. Every single time we come back down at those levels I've specified, and you can see right here, I will still be buying. Every single time it comes back down to any one of these white lines, I still will be buying. But right now, as prices keep getting higher, it's getting scarier and scarier. And I know I can wake up tomorrow with Bitcoin at $52,000. It definitely is possible. But hey, this is my trading strategy. This is what worked for me throughout these years. And you can always get overzealous by saying, guys, let's go, go, go. But things I will tell you right now are getting more and more risky because it, as I said before, are the most, or I should say, these are the most volatile of times. Anything can happen in this little period. But it's very likely that Bitcoin ETFs are going to be improved and that another massive spike is going to follow. It is very likely, but we do expect another crash pretty quickly afterwards. So opening positions right now is getting scarier and scarier. If you're doing so, you got to make sure, and that's kind of what 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗀 was eyeing, but I want to say you got to make sure it's either slower leverage, because in the grand scheme of things, even opening a position right now is still pretty juicy. Like I also described with our stock market theory, where right now you're still buying in a really good spot. On the short term though, we are more and more getting due for some sort of slight correction. And so buying the dip last night, like I showcased, beautiful. You can just enjoy profits right now or try to wait for even a higher point. Opening position keeps getting scarier because we've just gone for massive gains. And I know it can flow even further, but that's where people sometimes get trapped thinking, oh, it's going to go forever. You don't know for sure. We don't like to FOMO. We like to do things calculated and meticulously smart, sometimes missing out on gains, but at least playing it safe. Guys, the crypto bull run is just starting out. Don't think, oh, what, I can't make gains. Even if you miss out on this move completely, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter because over the next couple of months, things will be so insane. You'll get your chances. It's not too late. Don't worry. Don't FOMO. Don't stray away from the strategy. Go and panic buying anything you can because yes, it could go up further. But as we said before, the buy the rumor, sell the news narrative is so harsh that it could definitely be so that we just see a massive 30% crash over the next week or so. So don't go too crazy on the FOMO. Understand the principles. If you bought last night, props to you, congratulations. If you didn't, you're in a risky spot, but I just wanted to quickly make a video that our targets have been hit. And from now on, if you still keep your positions open, it's free range because as I said, we can wake up tomorrow at 52,000 per Bitcoin. It can happen. But from here on forward, there's no more longer term set strategy because we're getting into price discovery again, into prices we've not seen for such a long amount of time. The next most important level is all the way at 57,000. The most important level, that was my target. 47 we've been calling all the way since, right here, which was what, October of last year. We've been calling at 47,000 is one of the areas I think we'll find a local top at. We've now just hit it officially, not only on CME, but everywhere. So it's very exciting to me. I personally have gotten out of a couple of trades, but my trades are very significant. Then again, some I keep open for just in case. And obviously, as you get back to buying areas, I'll keep buying and repeating the same pattern. But that is such a juicy. Today's a good day. I'm getting excited. Open up a little can of some. Congratulations to everybody who's been following the channel, also making these trades. And if you're still looking for a crypto exchange to trade on, I personally trade on Bybit. I leave a link down below. It's the exchange I use all the time. You can claim yourself a $500 position right now. All you have to do is deposit $100, verify your ID. You cannot do this if you're in the US, but you can also get upwards of a $30,000 trading bonus. Just check it all out with the link down below. Today's a happy day. Hopefully you guys press that like button, but even if you don't, you can see I'm almost stuttering because it's an exciting day. I didn't expect to hit it so quickly. In one day, such a juicy trade in just one day. That is I'm ecstatic, expecting some more massive moves and more volatility. So if you missed this move, expect more volatility as the Bitcoin ETF window is still open for the next few days. And we're not completely in the clear, but expect a decision within the next 48 hours or so on the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Things are about to get really, really exciting.